You want to make sure that you kind of move into that space of, okay, this is time for me to let it go. And I have a lot of people telling me, oh, I'm cleaning up my garage, or I'm cleaning up my apartment, I'm throwing stuff out, I'm doing this. So that's also good. You may have a lot of stuff hanging or clothes that you didn't wear, and people never throw anything out. They have the same, it's funny because I know every time I talk to, I have a friend in New York who does fashion consulting and all that, and she said, the people wear like 20% of their closet. Is that true? I'll ask it later, because men, we wear like 3% of our clothes. We only wear like the same 4 things every day. But they said, remember, you just keep going back to the same stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you don't need. It creates clutter. Clutter blocks your energy as well. So you want to kind of clear out space. Clear out space, because if you don't clear out space, you can't receive what you need to receive. But that's mostly important with people. Because to understand something, you have to look at your energy and your time now as an investment. So you have to look at your day and say, how much time am I investing in people and situations that are not serving me? Now, listen, nobody's 100%. I don't care who you are. Nobody's at 100%. Yes, I do everything all day just for myself, and that's it. Nobody's doing it. If you are, please come up here, and you can certainly take my place, because I don't think anybody's doing that. But when you look at the day, you say, what percentage of the day, how much time do I spend a day doing stuff that I don't want to do, or doing things, or going to see people who are upsetting me, or getting around certain situations and circumstances that are not good for me? How much time do I spend doing that? And it's a very interesting thing for us, and we all go through it. And I was doing a webinar the other day, and a woman called in with a question, and she said, I have kids, and I have a business, and I feel like I have to take care of what I'm doing at work, take care of my kids, and then by the end of the day, by the time I get back, and by the time I get home, I'm done. And she said, how do I, and the question was, it was very interesting the way she phrased it. She said, how do I make time for myself? And in the form of how, where she was almost like, how do I do it? And again, you have a choice. You're choosing to give all your energy to everybody else and not give any to yourself. But you're asking me a question, how do I find time to do something for myself? Now when I say that to you, doesn't that sound absurd? How do I find time to do something for myself? It's your choice. My question to her was, why are you choosing not to find time to do something for yourself? And she said, and her answer, which is what we always go back to, is, I don't have time. But you see, again, what happens for us is we give up all the power. I give up all the power by saying, I don't have time, because I basically made these my priorities, and I made myself not my priority. You have to understand how important that is. So she's saying, I have invested here because that's the priority for me, and on an egoic level, she believes that that's what makes her a good person. So now, for her to say, well, if I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to start taking time for myself, I'm now going to become a bad person. Because I'm going to take an hour a day for myself, and think about that. Because that's how your training is, and that's how you got started, and that's where you're living. So the idea is, what she has to do, and I said, take 1 hour a day, you pick that hour, and you carve it out, and that's your hour. Start with 1 hour. Start with a half an hour. Start with whatever you can. Because how many people go through the day, deplete themselves all day, don't do one thing that's for themselves, are exhausted, go to bed, and say, I need to get enough energy to get through this again. Are you doing that? Who's doing that? Anybody here doing that? We're all a lot of people. Mal, thank you for being honest. So,